Hello. I thought it would be a good idea if I were to talk some about the homework assignments that you've done. And so we're just going to go through, for each chapter, I want to speak just a little bit, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, about assignments and give you some answers and some insight into what you were to learn from doing those. Okay, so the first question, this of course is for assignment 1. And the first question was log on to the Microsoft website. What are some software and hardware products this company offers, and what are some unique features of these products? And then it asks you who are some of Microsoft's competitors. So let's talk about that. Okay, so here we go. I've gone to Microsoft.com, and right off the bat you can see on their main page they're highlighting 3 different products. Obviously Surface. Okay, so let's look at the first one. They've just announced a new Surface tablet, Surface Pro 3. We'll take a look at that product. I'm just going to go with the 3 here. Well, let's take a look at Surface. Okay, Surface Pro. Notice that the new Surface Pro is coming with a stylus. Okay, so you can actually write on it. It's much more powerful than the previous Surface models. Also notice here it's got a 12-inch display. That's pretty good size. I mean, that's bigger than an iPad. You know, they came out with Surface and they came out with Surface 2, and they were trying to compete against the iPad, and that has not been very successful. Okay, so they're saying, okay, we're just going to go after the business market. It's extremely high powered. In fact, let's go ahead. We'll take a look at specifications here. Screen size is 12 inches, very high resolution. Dimensions, it's somewhat bigger than most of your other tablets. Some decent battery life. And notice that they're using Intel Core i3, i5, or i7 processors. I mean, those are laptop, desktop processors. Okay, you can turn it into a laptop. You can run your actual desktop programs on it. It comes with a special pen. And generally speaking, it looks like a pretty nice device. Now, okay, with Office 365, notice this is a little different. Rather than you having to pay $150, $200 up front, perhaps even if you're a business owner, you're going up to $500 or $600 for an application. When you buy Office 365, it's really a subscription. Okay, it's a subscription. And notice you can get Office 365 Home. Notice the home version is $10 a month, and you can install it on up to 5 PCs or Macs. So everybody in the family can have one, can have a legitimate legal copy. If you want just a single copy, it's just $7. Okay, or you can go with an annual subscription, $99.99 a year, $69.99 a year for personal. Okay, you can access your Office 365 documents and applications through any device. Yes, your PC, but also notice here Windows tablets and iPads. Okay, you can even access your documents on your smartphones. So this is somewhat different from other Office applications. Okay, because they're going to a subscription model, trying to keep costs down. The advantage is if they came out with an updated version of Office 365, they would simply update it online. You wouldn't have to buy and update. Your subscription would provide you with that. Okay, so that's Office 365. And then last but certainly not least, another Microsoft product, they're into game machines, the good old Xbox. And so we'll go ahead and take a look at the Xbox. And I imagine some of you might have a better idea how the Xbox compares to, say, the PlayStation series or to the Nintendo machines as well. I do know that the Xbox, they are trying to get into streaming video and things of that sort. So here they're claiming that they have some of the best games available, nice multiplayer capabilities. You can actually go to live TV, you can watch a movie, do all sorts of things like that. So on and so forth. So there are some of your differences. Okay, so let's move on to question 2. And question 2 reads, describe 5 applications of computers and information systems in a university, a grocery store, and a bank. How are these applications similar and how do they differ? Well, let's talk about what we mean by application here. We just mean purposes or uses of information systems. I know it's a little bit confusing. You think in terms of software packages being applications, and that's legitimate because when you think about, say, Microsoft Word as an application, well, its true application is to create documents. Excel is an application. Its application is to do number crunching, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's begin with the university. And you can think about Chowan, some of the things that you use, the different information systems we have in place. Obviously, we have Blackboard, okay, which is called a course management system. Another application for a university might just be student enrollment in courses, and we have a database system called Genzabar that does that. You think of it as MyCU. MyCU is actually a front-end website that works with Genzabar in the background. Another application, obviously, Chowan has need for managing its finances. Now, I'll be honest, I don't work in the financial office. Whether you're talking about we're talking about university finances, not financial aid. Let's see. So that's 3. Let's go with the fourth. Fourth would be security. And you say, well, actually, one card is responsible for multiple applications. So we'll just kill 2 birds with 1 stone here using one card. You've got security. Those cards are keyed specifically to your dorm. Okay. So if you're living on campus, your one card will work for your dorm, but not for someone else's. Okay, and that's for secure purposes. Not only that, but each time that you enter or leave a dorm using the one card system, that's being recorded in the database. So if there's an emergency, we need to contact you. We can check the one card system and see, what was the last thing that you did. And we don't have everything set up right now. Not all buildings, obviously. The class buildings, the classroom facilities are not really on one card, but 2 areas are, and that's your dorm and the cafeteria. Okay, and that was the other application, your meal plan. Okay, managing your meal plan, managing things like your laundry money. One card actually manages multiple applications here on campus. So that's university. The second was a grocery store. Obviously, in terms of managing money, the grocery store is going to have a similar application, maybe not the same software, but it's going to have pretty much the same kind of application that needs to manage. But there are some differences. Inventory. Okay, let's talk about inventory in terms of a grocery store. They're going to have to manage inventory somewhat better. They're also going to have to schedule deliveries. Everybody seems to have one of these MVP preferred customer cards where you get discounts when you use the card in the grocery. Are they just being nice? No. That card actually tracks your purchases. They know what it is you're interested in. They actually now have a kiosk where you can go when you enter the grocery store, scan your card, and it will at that moment print out some coupons for you. So all of that is part of a customer relationship management system, CRMS, and or CRM is what we call it. And in a later chapter, we'll get into more detail about how CRM is used. But grocery stores are tending to use that now. The customer card actually serves multiple applications. We've already talked about how they keep track of what it is you're purchasing, what you're interested in. They also, and that's one application. The other application is to provide you with incentives. Now, why did they print out those coupons out of the kiosk at that? Well, it could be that they're high in inventory. They want to move some of that product, and they could actually almost automatically tie it into the inventory system stuff. Now, the third one is a bank. Okay, the third, and hopefully you came up with 5 applications. It's perhaps a little bit more difficult, Um, Obviously, financial modeling is important, and again, marketing for a bank. Security systems obviously are monitored by computer in this day and age, and that would be very important for a bank. Communicating with other branches, with home branches, or possibly even with the Federal Reserve. Some years ago, there was no such thing as electronic funds transfer. Now money can be wired between banks. Okay, and as we've already talked about, marketing. Another system would be just customers, providing them, again, getting into customer relationship management and getting into where perhaps a customer prefer working with online banking. Okay, so lots of applications, some of them unique to the industry. Others, you saw some being shared between different these different entities: a university, grocery store, and a bank. Okay, the third question number 3. Log on to the IBM web page and they give you the address. This website lists several information systems and information management case studies used in industries and government agencies. Review some industries in which you're interested in seeking employment in the future. Do you see similarities among these information systems? Okay, so this is a difficult question to address in terms of this context and in terms of it being a video. Let me just make a couple of short observations. Hopefully you found something that you would find particularly interesting. Perhaps in finance, perhaps in law enforcement. It depends on what your personal interests are. When you talk about similarities of information systems, there's really 2 things that information systems are really trying to do. Now, we've already talked some about trying to gain a competitive advantage, and that's true. Okay, but how do they do that? They do things 2 ways. First is working more efficiently. Second is working more effectively. Okay, efficiency and effectiveness. There is a difference between the 2. Efficiency is, in a sense, how much can you accomplish given the same amount of input. So in terms of, if you're talking about time, we talk about saving time, efficiency would be that a job that used to take you 3 days perhaps now takes you only 1 day to do. Okay, that's efficiency. You've increased your efficiency. Effectiveness is how well do you do the job. It could be that the job takes just as much time, but now you can do it so much better. Okay, and it's so much more effective. Okay, so efficiency and effectively. And hopefully you saw when you were reading up about some of those industries, you saw that they were using information systems for pretty much that was their goal. Okay, to achieve those goals of efficiency and effectiveness.